Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today is going to be part 3 of my 2022 Spooky Town display. So today I'm going to try and focus on working on my pumpkin patch area. So I definitely want to have the Mad Pumpkin Patch house, I guess, barn, up a little bit higher. I might not use this piece of foam, but I might as well. I don't know yet. But I want to make a little bit of a hill for the pumpkins and for like the little corn maze thing I kind of want to do with it. So that's what we're going to try and work on today. I might end up doing a little bit more. It just kind of depends on how the foam cutting goes. But yeah, so that's going to be the main focus for today's video, is working on the pumpkin patch and corn maze. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into it. My thoughts on this are, like I said, I think I might still use this just to give it or keep the height going, because I can always blend in this bottom piece and kind of maybe like repaint the edge of this to kind of flow a little bit better. But my thoughts are actually to take another piece of the pink foam and maybe trace out the bottom of this guy onto it, and maybe, like I said, give maybe another like inch or so leeway, just so I can kind of like carve it a little bit, and then cut that out, and then do another piece under it that's a little bit wider, cut that out, and do another piece a little bit wider, cut that out, and then I can use my little cutting tool and like make it look a little more slopey. So that's what we're gonna do right now. Alright, so brought everything over to the table. So like I said, my thoughts are maybe give like about an inch leeway, give or take, you know, roughly on each side. Maybe slide it over that way a little bit. Nothing like too crazy as far as, you know, trying to be exact or anything, but just so I have more of an idea of whenever I do start cutting it out, actually cutting it out, should I say, I know where. So I'm gonna just go around and do 1 inch little marks around. Alright guys, so I do already have the hot wire tool is hot and ready to go. So I think I'm going to start on this edge right here. So we're just going to, like I said, I have it hanging off the edge of my table. I know it kind of still looks like it's on the table. It's just the tablecloth poking out. Again, just be careful, and all we're going to do is put it up next to it and follow the line. Perfect. And then, I don't know if you saw or not, but I did go ahead and write what building this is for, just so later on I don't get confused. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, again, since this is going to be the back, I'm actually putting it flush, completely flush against the next piece I'm going to cut. And this time, what I'm going to do is maybe do, instead of just a 1 inch extra like I did here, I might do like a 1.5 to 2 inch. I just want to see what I have going on each side. So there's roughly 2 inches on this side. So what I'm going to do, get a little closer to 2 inch mark here. That way this side, yeah, it's a little bit closer to 2 inches. So all I'm going to do is actually up front is mark it out. I think I might actually do, no, I'll do 2 inches. I think that's plenty good. So again, all I'm going to do is go around the perimeter and mark 2 inches. See, if I do it like that, then I could do like a cute little path have like the hay bales and stuff sitting over here, or even do like the whole, actually I could put you know what, give me one moment, I'm gonna be right back. Thinking maybe I could actually do the little corn over here, you know, that would be cute, little corn husks or little corn stalks all over here. That would actually be perfect. So I think I'm gonna leave this one, that's as wide as I wanna do it, but I do wanna do one more level. And I think I'm gonna bring it to probably about here. So let me measure that real quick. All right, so, cause I'm thinking a little heel, and then a little bit more flat, and then one more little drop down. So maybe about 5 inches. Yeah, and then I'm gonna keep this pretty straight on this side. So let me go ahead and cut another piece out. All right, so this is the piece that I just cut. So like I said, I can always trim. Let's see, get it aligned. So that's one. And these are the other 2 pieces. And just align it with the back and align this one with the back just for now. All right, so let me set the house back on there and dun, 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 dun. Get that going right here. And again, I'll probably turn him a little bit. All right, I think I'm liking the little bit of a hilly situation. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna try something out because you know, I said I kind of wanted it to kind of like slope down. So what I decided to do, so I kind of marked from the edge of this piece right here, from the bottom edge of that one, about a 3-inch slope. And then from the edge here to here, I did it at, I think it was like a little bit more than the 3 inches. Either way, and I kind of marked it all the way around and then drew the line. And I marked it almost all the way around, and then I just kind of like went about 1.5 inches along this side. So my thoughts were to use my little cutting knife and try and actually cut the angle out. So we're gonna see what happens. Okay, well, I thought I was recording that the whole time. I guess I wasn't. But I still have a little bit more to cut, so sorry about that. But this is what it looks like so far. It's not the most beautiful thing, so I'm probably going to go back with the knife and kind of like smooth out the top a little bit more and just kind of smooth these ridges out a little bit. But let me go ahead and turn this back on. So again, this is the sculpting tool by the Hot Wire Foam Factory. I am using the tension thing just to keep it straight versus, as you can see it's smoking how I was using it already. Okay, so now that it is hot, so I kind of stop and take off little sections at a time. So I'm going to be trying to follow the line that I have drawn here. I don't know if you can see it, but just kind of going at an angle as I do cut. Let's see. Trying to get the angle right initially. And just cutting along as best I can. Hopefully I can see what I'm doing. Nope, here let me cut up and out. Okay, so let me set that off to the side real quick. So this piece is the one I just cut out, and literally, bam, little sections at a time. So let me finish doing this little corner here. So that is the edge little slope that I just made. Okay guys, so this is how I have it going so far. So I had to do this outside, but I used a wire brush and just literally took it outside and just scraped it down at an angle to kind of make it flow a little bit better. So I do like how this is coming along. So honestly, I think I'm going to do the same thing that I did here to this one. Now this one is going to be not quite of a smoother steep. It's going to be more a little bit higher of a heel. So I am going to go around, cut a little edge first, at an angle and then go back with the brush and do that. And then up here, I might just cut, honestly, I might end up doing the same thing up here. I'm not sure. So I'm gonna do this one next. Let me just go ahead and get this one marked up. That way I know what kind of angle to cut this one at, and then I'll get back with it. Alright guys, so this is the second piece I just cut. So you see the angle on this one isn't nearly as drastic as the last one. But again, I'm just going to use a wire brush and I'm just going to scrape. This gets a little messy, so just bear with me as I do this. Hopefully you can see it. Okay. And I do go up a little bit over the edge here just to like smooth out the edge some too. Alright, so this is the piece that we just did out there. Take this back over here. Put it there. Like I said, it's not too much of a thing, but I am going to kind of like carve out like a little path here too. And then, like I said, that's just going to sit up top here. I might just do like a little bit of a, I don't know, something at the top of that one. Alright guys, so I went ahead and kind of did the same thing to each of the levels as far as like using that wire brush. So I did go ahead and do it up here. So my thoughts were, before I start trying to like cut out the stairs or like the little step down area that I've kind of drew a line for, I wanted to kind of like place some things so you can kind of see where my vision is going, because I know right now y'all are probably like, what is this? I don't know. It looks like a hot mess express. Alright, so as you can kind of see, like I said, I have like a little path right here that I'm gonna, my next step is to cut the little like steps out, so I'll show that in a little bit. But this is kind of the flow of which, so I have like the little corn stalks back here, which I have, we actually went to the store and actually got one more. They had one more box of these, so I figured with the rest of these, like I said, it's not going to be on this little foam piece, you know, I'll pull them out or whatever, but I figured I can kind of like just put some sporadically throughout the rest of this little area, and probably open up another pack of the hay bales. And then we did get some other little like pumpkins, so I'm going to add a little bit more pumpkins to this. And I also found this fencing was actually at Hobby Lobby in the My Garden Friends section or whatever, so like where they have like the little fairy gardens. Mainly because it was like yeah, it's white, but I can always paint this to kind of flow in here a little bit better. I'll probably end up like cutting some of this down, like just using like little pieces of it, but we'll see as I go on where exactly I use this. But like I said, for layout wise, I just kind of wanted to see how things were going to be flowing. So right now I'm going to go ahead and take all this back off, and I'm going to go ahead and try and start cutting out the little step down area. Alright guys, so first thing, I am going to be using the sculpting tool for this project as far as cutting out the stairs. So first things first, I'm going to take out the little tension rod, or whatever this thing's called, the little tension part. And so like I said, with this, you can actually push these together, and you can kind of shape the way you want the stairs to be cut out. So you can actually like make them a certain, you know, whatever. So on this piece, so the very top piece, I did go ahead and kind of draw like that. This line right here is where I want the first step to start. I didn't want it to start back here where I drew the outline of the house, so I moved it up just a little bit. So this is where I'm going to start, and I'm going to just go down just a smidge and pull out, and then just a smidge and then pull out. So we're going to probably do 2 or 3 steps on each little thing, except for once we get to this one, it might be a little bit more. So before I heat this up, I'm kind of wanting to go ahead and kind of shape this in the way I kind of want it to go, as far as like if I want it to be more rounded, or if I want it to be a little more like shaped a certain way. So, and it's gonna end up being slightly rounded anyway, because as you pull, it's gonna, you know, change its shape or whatever. So honestly, so kind of have it done. I don't know if you can see it. You kind of can. Trying to like hold it. No, you can't see it on there. I guess you can kind of see it here. It'll focus. So you see, it's kind of like in like a U, an upside down U shape or whatever. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this on and get it heated. Like I said, you definitely want to shape it before you turn it on, because then you're not going to be able to touch it. So I'm going to start with this piece, and we'll see as I go along what it turns out. Because again, this is my first time ever working with foam or a hot wire foam cutter. So as I'm doing things, like again, this is my first time ever doing it. So we'll just kind of see how it turns out. And again, since it is a spooky town, Halloween town or whatever, nothing has to be perfect. There doesn't need to be like perfectly straight edges or anything. Like, it's meant to look a little run down and ragged. So that's the good thing about, you know, doing a spooky town before doing like a Christmas town, where you might want it to look a little bit, you know, straighter and nicer. So again, bear with me. Yep, this is should be nice and warm now. So again, I'm gonna just do, and I stuck it in too soon, but it's okay. So I'm going to down a smidge and just pull it straight out. Honestly, that looks pretty cool already. Not even gonna lie. Okay, so then I'm gonna come out a little bit and do another little step down. There we go. And I'm gonna come out a little bit more and pull it up. Alright, so again, I'm going to turn that off for now while I kind of show y'all up close what that turned out like. So it's pretty cool. I mean, you can kind of see where, like, the little lines where it's like I was shaking. But yeah, that looks pretty cool already. So what we're going to do is kind of place this on here. So again, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to go ahead and probably slide this over my little line. See, that's why it's always good to, here, I'll kind of show you this first. So you see where I had marked my lines and then how it ended up cutting. So, you know, it is what it is. It's okay. Which is fine, because it can also, you know, kind of curve around and do whatever. So I think for this next step, I might actually, because I had it going off this direction. I don't know. I'm just going to kind of play it by ear, because again, it's my first time doing this. I can always fix it with another tool. So let me go ahead and get cutting a little bit more, and then I'll come back and kind of show you what it ended up looking like. Alright guys, so this is going to wrap up the end of part 3. So as you kind of saw, I did mess up a little bit on the stairs, which again, it's okay. I can always just glue this little piece back on. It was more like I was trying to see if I could do something else right here from this transition to here, just because it just didn't look right. And honestly, that sculpting tool, like, it kept moving on me, like not the prong part, but the wire kept doing different shapes as I was moving, even though it's like going really slow. But yeah, so overall though, I mean, I'm not that upset with how it turned out as far as like the little stairs go. And again, it's a spooky town, doesn't have to be perfect. And as I paint and add like moss and stuff to it, honestly, it's probably not even gonna really matter as far as like what it looks like right now. But anyways, if you would, please go ahead and like this video and subscribe to my channel. That way you can go ahead and stay tuned for my next part, which will be part 4, which honestly I'm not sure exactly what that's going to entail yet, but if you would, please leave a comment down below and let me know what your favorite Halloween or spooky movie is. Alright, until next time, I'll see ya.